Talk to us a little bit about purpose-based branding. Today's customers want their values reflected in the brands they buy from. You mentioned that earlier. And marketers are responding by creating external messaging that reflects corporate values. One item I enjoyed hearing about is Indeed's focus on fair chance hiring, which includes previously incarcerated people or people without a college education. How does Indeed promote this in job postings? Is this something that companies are pushing in an effort to find the best talent? Tell us about this.
Yeah, so our mission is helping all people get jobs. And so we put a lot of effort behind helping specifically job seekers also who face barriers. We have a goal by 2030 to help 30 million people facing barriers get hired. One of the segments that we're focused on, we've got quite a few, are those that were previously incarcerated and helping get them back into the job market. A couple of the things that we're doing is, one, we're trying to, from an employer perspective, expand the definition of an ideal candidate and really championing that employers screen in versus screen out candidates that might not seem like they're ideal. So one is just an education. On our site, you can register as a fair chance hire, which means that you are open to people who might have that criminal background. And we are also a fair chance hire. Also, we're working with organizations that help people get rid of their record so that they don't get knocked out of the system. Wow. And then really just trying to bring more insight, to the situation. For example, we've recently just did this survey where employees said, oh yeah, I'm completely open, but then they haven't, either their system kicks them out or they haven't really put the practices in place that would enable them to hire them.
What work needs to be done to better promote inclusive cultures to potential employees?
Yeah, I think it goes back to what I was saying earlier about employers really opening up their view of what an ideal candidate looks like and putting the practices in place to hire a more diverse workplace. I think a lot of the research and studies we've done, again, have, clients are saying, I need a more diverse workforce. But then if you look down the line of how do you go about recruiting, they're recruiting from the same places that they always have. They're still requiring a college degree when a college degree isn't actually needed for the job. For example, interview panel is still not diverse, which also turns people off. So you really have to look and go from, having the desire and the goals to what is your plan and what does that look like across my entire process of hiring.
So talking about Indeed kind of handling the layoffs coming down the pipe, in turn, how has Indeed changed its marketing strategy to communicate messaging that promotes stability to help get the world back to work?
We are fortunate in that we do have all of the jobs on our platform. One of the things we can do that other brands can't is really highlight what those jobs are, give statistics to help people understand that those jobs exist. We put out these reports through our economists, monthly, if not more often in some cases, to let people know how many job postings we have. For example, we just released a report that shows we're 48% above previous pre-pandemic levels. So really looking to get those statistics out so that people don't panic. A lot of times, as I'm sure you're aware, like one headline, you could read can overtake the real facts of the situation. And we see our job as really putting the facts out.
Last year, I think it was the Super Bowl, Indeed ran a really strong ad campaign that promoted optimism for job seekers during uncertain times. Has that messaging continued as we continue to return to a semblance of normalcy?
Yeah, it has. And the reason we decided to do the Super Bowl really gets back to the question you asked and focusing on what people need from us right now. And at that time, we heard from job seekers that there was just a lot of despair and people had lost hope. They were concerned. And what we wanted to do is highlight, and in our ad, It was actually real people who had gotten jobs off Indeed. And we really wanted to show the world that people were still getting jobs and make sure that we were promoting hope in that way. We also worked really closely with a lot of our clients and had a big social campaign as part of that. So we worked with our clients and their social teams to promote jobs that they were also hiring right then during that Super Bowl effort.
This podcast is brought to you by Salesforce and the CMO Club. The CMO Club is a global community for senior marketing executives to come together, share ideas, and solve their toughest challenges in a collaborative and trusted environment with other marketing leaders. Salesforce and the CMO Club provide best-in-class programs, events, and a digital platform for marketing leaders to come together and be inspired like never before. Join our global community at thecmoclub.com.